Afternoon, miss.
We are going to talk about our film that we watched the other day. We're just going to watch a quick excerpt from it. Everyone remember what the film's called?
Aussie Rules. Aussie Rules.
Hands up, please.
Sorry, miss.
Alright.
Next Saturday, we play Kangaroo for the Premiership. It's the biggest thing to happen here in Prospect Bay since we won the second prize in the South Australian Tidy Town competition. Section B. Just shows what sort of town I live in. Bloody hopeless. Half our team is Aboriginal. Boys from the mission. Without them, we wouldn't be in the grand final. Without them, we wouldn't even have a team. Our coach, Mr. Robertson, is the local butcher. We call him Marks. I hope he's back, of course. Because
if I've asked you boys once, I've asked you 1,000 bloody times. I'm sick of asking you. Sick of it. No more kicking the ball backwards. No more stupid bloody handball. No more buggerising around them flanks. No more finessing. You know what I require of you. Blackie, you tell me.
well, tactically speaking, you prefer it if you kept the ball in the central
Go to the guts! That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Suppose.
Of course it is! Dummy! What the bloody hell were you doing out there today? Me, boss? I don't see any other dummies in this room, do you?
Don't know. Kicking goals, eh?
Kicking goals. Kicking goals. That's going to win us a lot of bloody grand finals, isn't it? Kicking goals. And you've got one more game. And that's going to be the toughest game you've ever played. So do me a favour. Yourselves a favour. Do us all a bloody favour! And if you ain't got the heart for it, you ain't got that ticker for it, get out of here now! I mean it! If yous aren't willing to give me everything, there's the bloody door! Pickle, sit down! Right, now I don't want any playing up tonight, no silly days. Training will be next Wednesday, when it's all there on time. By the way, he's done good today. Well played, lads.
Alright, does everyone enjoy that a little bit?
Tremendously.
Do we have a mute class today?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Now, does anyone want to... Actually, you don't get a choice. I'm going to pick... Wilson, can you recap the full story for me?
It's about a small community where half of them are Aboriginal, half from white Australians, and they play in an AFL team.
Do you remember where this community is?
South Australia, Prospect Bay. And the film's based on real events which happened about 30 years ago. And then it's about social acceptance.
Yep, so can you tell me what actually happened? Like story, people...
Now, Blackie, or the main character Gary Black,
Yeah.
he befriends Dumby, the Aboriginal boy, but it's frowned upon by Gary's father, who's a racist. And then Gary develops a sexual relationship with Dumby's sister Clarence, which then the relationship between Gary and his father becomes more abusive. And then Gary starts defying his father, and
So does it become abusive because there's white and black?
yeah.
Is that the reason it becomes abusive?
Well, it already was abusive, but it sort of increases and it gets more violent.
So, Sam, because you're listening so intently over there, can you please read the synopsis?
In an isolated South Australian fishing town, the only thing that connects two communities, the whites and the blacks, is football. Gary Black, Nathan Phillips, and Dumby Red, Luke Carroll, are an exception. Teenage best friends from different sides of the tracks. Dumby is the star of the football team and likely to become the next big Aboriginal star in the big leagues. Gary's the bookish son of a hard-drinking and brutal white fisherman, Bob Black, Simon Westaway. He's attracted to Dumby's beautiful sister Clarence, Lisa Flanagan. When their team wins the premiership, Dumby's elation is short-lived. He's passed over for the best on-ground prize, setting off a chain of events that ends in tragedy.
Now, in your groups, I want you to talk about your personal reactions to the film. Think about what it made you think about, what the story has made you change your mind about, and all that sort of thing. I'll give you 2 minutes to think by yourself, 1 minute, and jot down your book, 1 minute to share as a group, and then I'm going to pick someone to share with the class. So quiet work for 2 minutes, please. Excuse me, Sam, can you please start writing down? Alright, eyes to the front when you've written down what you think you have enough, when you think you have enough. Alright, now share it as a group. You have 30 seconds. I've changed my mind.
Alright.
Share it as a group. As a group first. And then hands up.
Yeah, what were we going to say, wasn't it?
What? So do we say this out loud now? Or?
In a group first.
Doesn't matter. Well, I think it gives you a look on racism, which is still present every day.
Alright, I'm going to pick someone to share. Andrew. What are your group's reactions to the film?
I think that it still shows how much racism is still in Australia, and that the problems that the Aboriginals and the locals still have with the whites.
Yep, so is this something that your reaction was changed? Your opinion was changed because of the film?
Yes.
Or do you know this already?
Half and half.
Half and half. Wilson?
I think it shows the hardships of being Aboriginal compared to being white. Like, especially in these small communities, if you're white, you get sort of a head start on things.
Yep, so has the film changed your opinion or changed your views on what you actually thought Australia was like?
It was, I already sort of knew that, but this just enhanced it and made it more obvious.
Yep. Sam, do you have anything to say?
Just that, like, racism's been cut down a lot nowadays. Like, you still get a lot of your traditional, older, white parents that are still have the idea that white people are superior to black people.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Now, what are some of the key themes in the film? So there's relationships, cultural acceptance, and racism. Can anyone think of any more? No? Okay, so can someone give me an example, actually? I'm going to go around the room and pick 3 of you, and you're all going to give me an example of relationships in the film. Sam?
Blackie and his dad.
Yeah, and what sort of relationship was that?
Abusive father and son.
So was the son abusive or the father?
Father was abusive to the son.
Thank you. Wilson?
Dumby and Gary. They had like a real strong bond with football, and they sort of came to accept each other despite the differences and their community
football is
background.
what brought them together?
Yeah.
Yep. Andrew?
Clarence and Gary having a loving relationship
Yep.
with boyfriend and girlfriend.
And what's different about their relationship as opposed to a relationship that you probably typically see in that sort of town?
They were 2 different nationalities, or not nationalities, races.
Yep, very good.
Nationality.
Now, an example of cultural acceptance. Hands up. Wilson.
When at Dumby's funeral, Gary's family lets Blackie, which is Gary, come to the funeral, and then Gary lays down in the team jersey.
So that's where the whole black community is accepting a white person to a black funeral?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Yeah. And an example of racism. So racism in the film is before cultural acceptance, because the film starts off as racist and then they begin to accept sort of thing. So what's an example of racism in the film? Yep.
It's not really like an evident one, but when Clarence is over at Gary's house, Gary's father makes her walk home.
Rather than
giving her a
white
lift, whereas when Blackie is at Clarence's house, her father would give Gary a lift back.
Okay, so you're saying in the film they're depicting white people to be the racists, so the black people are more accepting?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Now, we're going to talk about a quote. So the director, Paul Goldman, says the film is about the kindness and courage it takes to grow up in a country that still refuses to. It's about taking a stand, about the responsibilities of manhood and nationhood. It's about relationships between fathers and sons, which we mentioned before, husbands and wives, black fellas and white fellas. It's also about the courage it takes to love. I wanted to make a film about the big secret country we live in. I planned the film to be an emotional hijack, light and frothy, laid back and joyous, but with some dark seeds sown in. So is there anything in this quote somebody doesn't understand? Let me just go through that first. Okay, so you all get it?
Yeah.
So what do you think Paul Goldman means when he says the film is about the kindness and courage it takes to grow up in a country that still refuses to? What do you think that means? The kindness and courage it takes to grow up in a country that still refuses to.
Kind of like
Hands up. Yes.
the courage of being, and the kindness as well as defying other people who might be racist and showing the kindness to people of all races and all religions, that sort of thing.
Yep. So what we can gather from that little quote is that he's trying to grow up in a country where the country isn't growing up as a whole first. So he wants to be kind and courageous and live in a country that's multicultural, but he's finding it hard to do it in a country that hasn't grown up that way. With such our white policy and all that sort of stuff that's happened in the past, it's made us such a racist country. Now, next one is suggest why he refers to Australia as the big secret country. I want you all to write it down on your piece of paper first. So we'll go back to the quote so you can see it in context. And it's, what do you see? So I wanted to make a film about the big secret country we live in. Andrew.
About the big secret country, I think that it means that we have a country, it's full of multiculturalism, and but it's still, people see that as good, but they don't see the racism that's still behind it.
Yeah. So can you elaborate, Wilson?
So everyone around the world sees Australia as being very multicultural country, but that's just the outer layer.
Yep, so can you give an example?
So say with the Jacaranda Festival
Yep.
at Goodenough, that's where all the Islander countries go. People think, oh yeah, that's great, multicultural and all that, but then within Australia, that's just a show, really, what's really behind it, about something we really think.
Yep. So, Sam, anything else to say?
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. Like, we've got this stereotype of being a equality-rich country sort of thing, but there's still the undercurrent of racism to a degree.
Yeah. So, can you give an example in your everyday lives where you have seen racism? Might not be direct racism, might be indirect, and it might not be intentional, but is there something you see that you would class as racist?
Yeah.
Anyone have an example? Yes, Wilson?
I have one which happened last year. It's not really directly racism, but it's not really accepting. So with these football trials, the Ipswich Cyril Connell teams, certain boys were not allowed to trial if they played for Camboose in the Aboriginal Carnival, which happened there that day. So if you played for Camboose, you could trial, but you weren't going to make it. So they told all the boys that played.
So did they give a reason why they couldn't?
No, they didn't give them a reason. Because ones from the other just seemed good. And then tried to get all the Canberra players to play for them.
Very good. Now, the last one is, what are the dark seeds thrown in this quote? So, I planned a film to be an emotional hijack, light and frothy, laid back and joyous, but with some dark seeds sown in. What does that mean? Wilson?
With that, so he planned the film to be everyone to enjoy it and then have a laugh out of it, but then with the dark seeds, there's going to be problems in there, like underlying messages everyone's going to realise and they're going to go away.
Do you remember some of the underlying messages that were in the film?
Like with the joyous part, you have the coach who's thrown in as like comedic release.
Yep.
So everyone
So
enjoys that part.
he's the funny
Yeah,
guy.
he sort of makes the movie more laid back and eases off the tensions and stuff. But then you've got all the racism in the movie.
Does anyone have an idea about why they had to have a joyous as well as showing the underlying messages? So why would the film have to be joyous as well as have underlying messages? Yes, Sam?
Because they have to show that racism can be overcome, that black and white people can live harmoniously together, and you don't have to be at war with each other.
Yeah, very good. You have something else to say, Wilson?
No, it's
Okay. Now, language. So we're going to talk about the language in the film. So there's a bit of Australian slang, words that we might not know, or words that people from other countries, if they came to Australia, wouldn't know. So, Darcy says to Gary, pull up a pew. What is meant by this term? Does anyone know what pull up a pew means? Yes, Andrew?
It means pull up a seat.
Yep. So take a seat. What it means.
Yep.
So does anyone know a list of the colloquial expressions used in the film? Anyone know any others? Yes, Wilson.
up the guts.
Up the guts. Yep. So
when the coach is talking to the team, he asks Gary what the game plan is, and Gary's going out, we're going to play up the middle corridor, and then the coach. So he's saying up the guts, so it means up the middle.
yeah, very good. Any others? No? Very good.
Wilson's not
Yes.
Like dunno.
Yep.
It's like slang for donuts.
Very good.
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Very good. Now, what do these terms mean? These terms that you often hear in Australian society, I don't think we really take much notice of what we're saying, it's just the way we speak. So spill me guts out, that's used in Aussie rules. So does someone know what that term means? Yes.
Vomiting.
Women,
So
yep.
just vomiting a lot.
So vomiting a lot, yep. Crikey.
Wow.
Well,
Like
yep.
blimey.
Yep. Having a yarn, what does that mean?
Having a chat.
Yep. And does anyone know any other Australian slang terms that non-Australians would have to understand when watching the film or even just staying in Australia? So what's common slang terms that Australians use?
She'll be right.
Should be right, yeah, and what does that mean?
Everything is going to be fine.
Yep, that's a common one. What about howdy, g'day mate, that sort of thing? Anyone know any others? So if you're just having a conversation with someone that came from Russia, for example, you said, what were some of the things they'd say to you when you... So if you said, g'day mate, how you going? What have you been up to? Is there anything in that sort of sentence that you'd have to explain to them?
I think g'day.
Yeah,
I think
g'day.
everyone sort of understands that g'day means though.
Yeah. So the g'day is one that Australia has promoted.
Yeah,
sort of
around
thing.
the world, and they've sort of taken.
They've taken a bit out of context. But yes, anyway. Now, we're going to talk about Christian perspective. So, what would a Christian's reaction be to this film? What are the messages a Christian could get? Yes.
I think the Christians would react as in we need social acceptance
Yeah.
and the troubles which are really still happening.
Yeah. So, things like love thy neighbour.
Yeah.
And according to God, everyone should be loved equally.
Yep. So it doesn't matter what sort of race they are, which you can see in this film. Everyone comes together and you can be loved equally. So everyone's God's children?
Yeah.
Now, is there any other questions about the film? Now, when you go home, I want you to write a quick synopsis about the film, and I want you to think about more Christian perspectives and bring it to class tomorrow.
Yeah.
See you later.